Dandavats Bhakti Lalita, Dandavats to all devotees. Let's start from this moment. Sorry for being late, sorry for keeping you waiting. Okay, special Saturday. Our Zooms with our beautiful teachers continue. And by the mercy of our teachers, of our Guru Varga, of our philosophy, we gathered today, and we are very honored, very happy, very blessed to have the association of our angelic, effulgent, beautiful, wise, kind, the friend of everyone, Bhakti Lalita Devi. And the shining, beautiful example of the philosophy of our teachers, of all the spiritual principles, the embodiment of each of these principles. And if you don't know who she is, which I doubt, I think everyone knows who Bhakti Lalita is. She's a brahmachari, that means a nun, right, which is very rare. And Śrila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj blessed her with to become a brahmachari over, I always confuse, over 25, I think, years ago, or it's coming to 30, Bhakti Lalita, please correct me.
Something like that.
When did you become a brahmachari? Okay, I got it right.
1996.
Oh, 1996. That means 30 years soon. Yes? 1996. Yeah. Incredible. And obviously, she's a treasure of knowledge, experience. She served Śrila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj for many years, lived in India in a really austere lifestyle, and served like, actually we had a chat not long ago with Jainitai, our Australian, I can't even call him a beginner because he's so, he's so advanced at his heart, at his soul, obviously. And he was sharing with me his journey and how he joined preaching in India, and how they were going to houses and actually talking about Bhagavad Gita. And I was like, that Bhakti Lalita, she was doing this for a while, like this kind of hardcore preaching, shaved head, and like just going for the nations, to the Indian households, being a white Western American girl, very young girl. So she's once again a treasure, and there's so many things we can learn from her, and just being in her presence is a big blessing for all of us. So that was my attempt to glorify you, Bhakti Lalita. I'm sure it was from being perfect.
Too much.
Never too much when it comes to you. So yes, I see Rasananda Banavi Devi Dasi. Welcome, Dandavat. She's our senior as well from Rome, Italy, and all the other devotees joining us today. Once again, welcome, Dandavats. And maybe if you could start us off, Bhakti Lalita, by just sharing, your heart, your latest insights, what's what's there for you important, the reminders, your insights, your latest insights. I know that you are constantly listening to our gurus and studying scriptures and preaching. So whatever is the latest, something, share with us, please. Enlighten us.
Yeah. Well, gives the distractions and the noise and stuff. I'm outside today. It's Saturday. I'm doing my errands. So it might be a little bit noisy. But first of all, I'm, sufficiently embarrassed with all the introduction, glorification. I'm, definitely consider myself a friend and a sister to all of the assembled devotees. And, we're all just trying from wherever we are, wherever we picked up from our last life. We're picking up from where we left off and continuing this progress. In the Gita, it says, Krishna says, the unsuccessful yogi will take birth in a favorable environment, in a favorable situation, so they can continue. So nothing is ever lost. Whatever endeavor we make on this path, whatever progress we make, it stays with us. That's the only thing that stays with us. So that is property of the soul, and that stays with us in the form of Sukriti. So we're taking birth, we're awakening at different stages of our lives and coming in touch with the devotees, and and it's like you said about Jai Nitai, definitely he's picking up from where he left off, somewhere very great in his previous life. He's here now with us in Chiang Mai temple. He might even be here on Zoom. He wanted to join. And, you see someone come. They may appear to be brand new on this path, but everything comes so quickly to them. Kirtan, mridanga, cooking, all kinds of service. And you can see they are not beginners. They're just, coming from some very advanced life. And they're picking it up from this point, connecting and serving and making progress very fast. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, when he went to America, he saw that all of his disciples, new disciples, they were making such quick progress. And he said, that's because there's no Vaishnavas to offend. There's nobody to offend. They're all new and coming along and chanting Hare Krishna and serving their guru and embracing Krishna consciousness and moving very fast in the line of progress. Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, progress means elimination and new acceptance. We eliminate what is not favorable and not helpful in our spiritual lives, and we accept what is. And that, so we're all in this together. We're all in the same class as Brahma and Shiva, Narad. That's what our Gora Arati says. And that's what our Gurudev would say, that all the gods aspire to be born in Kali Yuga on planet Earth into Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. It's a very favorable birth. So it's no coincidence we're all here together on this path on planet Earth in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. So I'm just part of the bunch here. Not that special, just here with all of you. I'm very happy to be so. So, yes, far as what's on my mind, it's just, just feeling very blessed that we have these divine connections to our Guru Varga, and we have entrance into this divine service realm. We may be a little far, we might feel a little far, but it's the only really positive and progressive thing to do with our time and our energy. And so we just accept all the good things that are coming our way, and do the very best we can to not make any Vaishnava aparadh. We try not to offend any Vaishnavas, and surely our progress will be substantial. And it's not exactly all about our own progress. It's really we're trying to be receivers and receive the Lord's mercy. No doubt something from our side is required, but we need to be receivers for this higher knowledge, because this is not about ascending. It's not an ascending path, it's a descending path. So I'm very much just going with the flow and quite content, and feeling blessed, and constant reminders, as we really become more serious, we'll start to get constant reminders and constant signs. You're going the right way, you're doing the right thing.
So looks like we have a question from Anantashesh, like why some souls have to experience hell eternally. Are there such souls that only there for suffering and hellish experiences?
As far as I know, there's no eternal hell for the jiva soul. It's only for some period till they pay their dues, so to say, and burn that karma. And they're only burning their own karma from their actions. To every action, there's equal and opposite reaction. So soul will have to endure the reactions of its actions. Like one of the most sinful things you can do is kill a cow, eat cow meat. There's reaction for that. And you can't just expect the Lord to be merciful and save you from that reaction. You did it, so you have to suffer the consequences. But it's not eternal. It's temporary. And there's one example of the way the law of karma works, similar to an hourglass, a little glass with sand in it. And you turn it and the sand goes down to the bottom. Turn it again, sand goes down to the bottom. So the soul goes up and down according to action and reaction. So, we heard some experience of Hrishikesh Maharaj, or Hrishikesh Maharaj he stays in Abkhazia, and he had a an experience where he left his body. He spent some time in that disembodied state until he was put back in his body to continue his life. And he's told this story many times, and he doesn't like to talk about it, but I asked him about it before. And he said he had to go through some hellish experience and clear that time, and it seemed like a substantial amount of time, but it wasn't. It happened in kind of a expanded contraction time experience. The time expanded and contracted, and then he was put back in his body that he left to continue his spiritual life. So the hellish planets, there's 7 lower, 7 upper. We're right in the middle. They're all existing, but they all get destroyed when it's time for when Shiva does the dance of destruction and the end of Kali Yuga. Everything gets destroyed and then recreated. So even the heavens, even the hell, that is not eternal either. They're all prone to destruction. So, and they are not meant for just pointlessly making us suffer. They are there for us to go through and clear our karmic circumstances. So, you might hear stuff like that in other societies, but really, I've lived with Śrila Bhakti Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj for almost 20 years. We never hear about that. It's not a topic of discussion. And it's not, there's no real emphasis. I know in the Bhagavatam, there's some descriptions of hell. I haven't even personally gone through that section, Canto 5 or something. But the Lord is giving us freedom or free will, and he's allowing us to use it. It's very minute, and we have that free will to enjoy or suffer from. So hell is not eternal, and it's not there for eternal suffering. That's my answer. Thank you, though. That's a new one for me.
Thank you, Bhakti Lalita. That sounds very, very hopeful to someone like me. The question from Narayani Didi, our beautiful Narayani. Am I right in my understanding that all the difficulties in our tradition bring us closer to God, devotion, although in a mundane day-to-day life, everyone is trying to escape difficulties and live in a comfort. How should we perceive problems, disease, difficulties calmly, peacefully, and not to get too anxious about it if we don't really realize ourselves as a spirit soul? How to not pay too much attention to these things, or what's the right way to perceive the negativity in life.
Tate Ambam Shushkshamano. So this is a very important question for all of us. We see it as the grace of the Lord that's coming in a progressive way. We realize again, we are suffering from the reactions of our actions. That's the cause of our suffering. We have nobody to blame. And we see, moreover, that what comes to us is coming by the grace and sanction of the Lord. And we feel in the lives of our spiritual lives as devotees or aspiring devotees, that nothing happens without the Lord's sanction. And also everything is accelerated. So instead of taking infinite lifetimes to clear, it's all clearing. It's all coming at once. And we're thankful for that. So Sridhar Maharaj says, it's the benevolence of the Lord that he's sending all this suffering to us all at once so we can get it over with. So we don't have to let it drag on for eternity. We're just facing it. We're being responsible for all of our previous actions. And we're taking it in a thankful, grateful mood. That thank you. Let it all come and I'll get it over with and clear this, all this suffering. So we see it like that no one to blame but ourselves. And it's all coming as a lesson for us, teaching us something, giving us some adjustment and progress, and facing it in a positive mood. So, and we're also conscious that everything's very temporary, and this is the plane of exploitation, so nothing's going to be forever. We're clearing our karma and we're making progress, and we're grateful that it will not drag on for eternity. I think you know this, Narayani. I think you already know this. Nothing happens without the Lord's sanction. And he's kind, and he's also minimizing our suffering.
Not even a blade of grass moves without his sanction, right? I really love that quote.
He's all good. So he's allowing this some mirroring taking place, and we're facing it, facing ourselves, and making progress out of this samsara, this repeated cycle of birth and death, and all the reactions and the illusions that are covering all the layers of our misunderstood self. So we're in the line of progress, and we take everything with a happy heart. Okay?
Thank you, Bhakti Lalita.
Yeah.
Such beautiful ideas.
These
so
ideas come from Gurudev and Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, so it's about non-resisting, but even more than that, being grateful for difficulties and challenges. Was it Kunti's prayer? Yeah.
Kunti prays for more trouble. I can't pray, Krishna, let us always be in trouble because we will always remember you. We're in,
Right.
so give us more trouble all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, yeah. I'm struggling with not resisting. So yeah, surrender is still like lesson one every day. Thank you, Bhakti Lalita. So we have question from our beautiful Banavi Devi Dasi. Dandavad Bhakti Lalita Devi Dasi. So happy to be in your association and the one of all the sweet devotees. I have a question. If there is enough time, I really would love to receive some suggestions by your side about how to approach the descending way with yoga students.
You mean like how to make sure they all get some mercy and that they get some blessings? Is that kind of what you mean? That descending mercy, you want them to get some of that, right? Is that correct?
Manavi, I guess you can turn on microphone and oh,
Dhanyavad.
yes, please.
To talk directly. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad to Bhakti Lalita. Yes, before you were talking about the ascending way. And of course, the Ashtanga yoga is about ascending way. So the possibility to harmonize this and to open myself first to the descending way.
Yes, that's a good question. And basically, you're doing it by being a bhakti yogi. You're teaching Ashtanga yoga and maybe some other yogas, but you are a devotee. And I'm sure you're finding ways to share some of your bhakti with them. And that's how you can do it. Just give them some prasadam, have them chant Maha Mantra when you can. Some inspirational quotes from Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Goswami Maharaj, Madhusudan Maharaj. Have some introductory books available to them. And then they're automatically getting connection to this descending path. So in Krishna consciousness, in our scriptures, it says, Bhaktya Sanjataya Bhaktya. Bhakti comes from bhakti. Bhakti comes from the bhakta. So bhakti is the descending path, and that comes from the bhakta. So you're the bhakta, and however you can extend bhakti to them, then they'll get some connection to the descending grace from above. So I think you always try to extend some Krishna consciousness to them in different ways. I know you have retreats and you've invited Madhusudan Maharaj to join some of those retreats, and they're getting sadhu sangha and prasadam. You're doing it. So, I would just say keep it up, because you're very good at doing your job as a yoga teacher, but including them in the grace of the devotees and Guru and Gauranga and Krishna consciousness. So I think in your classes, sometimes you're chanting Mahamantra with them. That's non-different from the Lord, the transcendental sound vibration form of the Lord. You know, we don't realize how much power is in this holy name. And if we can chant sincerely and extend this to others, then what more can we do? So I'd say just keep up the good work. You're doing it.
Yes, thank you very much for the encouragement, but I feel that I'm doing anything here, so I will try, but thank you for your suggestions. Thank you very much.
You're doing take pictures at time to time and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Bhakti Lalita. Thank you, Banavi Didi, for your question. I just wanted to add something that I use in my work. You know, I have a little speaker in my office, and there's always chanting, very quiet chanting of, you know, Bhakti Lalita's bhajans on Spotify. There's few albums, and it's quite, you know, like 4-5 hours of ongoing chanting, like very, very quiet on the back with her voice and the sound of mridanga and karatals, and it's just, yeah, it just infuses, you know, the air, the vibe with yeah, very, very special substance. Don't know, I think it could work with yoga too. I know that some teachers like their students to be focused, so quiet, but yeah, it's just one more thing that I could add. Okay, we have a question from Tungarasa Didi. Bhakti Lalita, my humble, heartfelt obeisances, dear Bhakti Lalita and dear devotees. Could you please elaborate about what is the most essential meaning of being serious in our devotional life is? What is the most essential meaning of being serious in our devotional life, as seen through the eyes of Śrila Gurudev?
I just had the good fortune of being with her in London, and such sweet association and time we shared together. And thank you for your good question. Yeah, when we're serious, one symptom will be that we don't want to waste our time doing anything else but service. Service to the Vaishnavas, service to the holy name, service to Mahaprasada, service to Guru, and studying the scriptures, all the Krishna conscious activities that we do. We will not want to do anything else or waste very little time doing other things. So maximize our spiritual practice and minimize our mundane duties in this world. And Gurudev would also encourage the devotees to take their daily lives like a marathon. No relaxing allowed. He didn't like that word relax or the concept, and he felt like in a relaxed mood, you cannot get Krishna consciousness. You have to really sacrifice, serve, and he would say, like you're in a marathon. I remember one devotee in Calcutta wasn't coming to see Srila Gurudev. She was unwell for a few days and just resting. And Gurudev was asking, where is she? And everyone said, she's resting, you know, that time of the month, and she's just staying in her room. And Gurudev said, like, you know, this is a marathon. And how are you going to win? How are you going to win the race like this? That was his response, which made us think, like, we don't have time to rest if we're really serious. And we have to, you know, of course, just sometimes take these statements as like wake-up calls, showing the way, giving some guidance. Maybe we cannot live up to that all time, you know. Maybe, you know, we're not there yet, but at least we know the ideas of our Gurudev, and that really time is precious and this is our chance, and before we know it, it's gone. So don't waste time and don't loiter in this material world. And that's a symptom, a sure sign of seriousness. So one time, our dear Mohanananda Prabhu, our purple man, was with Srila Gurudev in California, and he told Gurudev to relax about something. And we're like, you know, he was handling something for Gurudev, and he told Gurudev, just relax. And you could see Gurudev's face, like, you know, he didn't like to be told to relax. It wasn't very pleasing for him. He just never liked the word, never liked the concept. And wrong thing to tell Gurudev. So that's what comes to my mind. I hope that's a satisfactory answer for you, Tangarasa.
Thank you, Bhakti Lalita. And we have a question from Yuvati Didi, but it's not me. I wonder which one it is.
I think from Estonia.
Now Estonia. Yeah. Then that's Yuvati. I don't see you on my screen. Yes, that's her. So now Banavid Devidasi can guess the wish, as we say in Russia, between two Yuvatis. All right, sorry, I got distracted. So Dandavats to all, Dandavats Bhakti Lalita. Please explain why in some bhajans we chant, I pray or beg for your mercy. What's that? Keeping the blade of grass in my teeth. I don't remember the verb, like, yeah. What does it mean? I remember that somewhere it says that to take birth as even if as a blade of grass on Goloka Vrindavan is a huge luck, is a big fortune. So the blade of grass is mentioned there and there, and somehow I feel there might be some connection. So what does it mean?
Actually, expression straw between teeth. Really, the word straw is that's
Ah,
the sign of humility. It's purely cultural. The Bengalis would know what that means. So it's a cultural thing where, you know, showing humility, putting a straw in between your teeth and submitting to the Vaishnavas. Also the cloth around the neck. It's also a sign of humility. So you'll see that sometimes in Bhakti Vinod's songs. Taking the straw between my teeth and the cloth of humility around my neck, that I'm here to serve. So it just means an expression of humility. And it's very Bengali. So no connection to the grass in Goloka. But also it's Trinadapi Sunichena, Tororiba Suhishnuna, Amanina, Manadena, Kirtaniya, Sadahari. There is connection to the grass mentioned in this verse of Mahaprabhu, third verse of Shikshastikam, that being more humble than the blade of grass. So that's, you know, we're talking about grass here, and if you step on grass, then it will bend under your foot, and then when you remove your foot, it will stand up again, and without protest, without, hey, you stepped on me. Grass will bend and stand up again. So our humility should be like that. Mahaprabhu's saying that. So I guess some connection there, but I think you understand now what Bhakti Vinod means and what Mahaprabhu means. Yes, the grass in Vrindavan is divine. It's feeling the footprints of the Lord and the devotees and the cows. But all little different meaning.
mhm. Thank you, Yuvati. Thank you, Bhakti Lalita.
Here you have them box.
Just a message from Tungarasa. Didi, humbly offering my deep appreciation and gratitude, dear Bhakti Lalita. Okay, we have few minutes left. Maybe
Priya Nana.
Priyanana, yes. Yes, we have request from Priyanana. Priyanana, would you like to? Oh, you're translating, so you can't do it. Okay, so then I'll read. Please, the humble request from Priyanana Didi, our translator. Please tell us about the inner beauty that gradually appears in the practitioners.
Inner beauty that appears in the practitioner. I mean, as we are cleansing the mirror of the mind, we're talking about the Shikshastikam here. Mahaprabhu's saying Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadava Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika. The progress in the journey of the devotee who's embracing and receiving the holy name, and getting the effects of the holy name, that the mirror of the mind, heart, which is covered with dust from all our previous lives, that's being cleansed, and the fire of the forest fire of material existence is being extinguished. The soul is beginning to awaken. And then lastly, the final effect is that the soul is diving and surfacing in the ocean of ecstatic joy. So this is the powerful effect the holy name is having on the devotee. And that is contributing, that's like the inner beauty evolution is also taking place with this effect of the holy name. So when someone is purified, they're becoming free from doubts and ignorance and darkness, and the stranglehold of the material world is loosening and finally being severed. And one is becoming free from this samsara, this repeated cycle of birth and death, and awakening. Then what can be more beautiful than that? Within somebody, this subjective evolution is taking place within. And you're embracing the Lord, the life of love with Krishna, the holy name is taking effect. Then all inauspiciousness and everything that's not beautiful, everything that's ugly and dark, it's all being dispelled, banished from the heart, from the mind. And so this progressive devotee is experiencing profound divine realization, divine love. It's all being revealed. So what could be more beautiful than that? Beauty within, all this revolution going on, destroying all the bad, ugly things within us are being destroyed. And only beauty remains.
Thank you, Bhakti Lalita. So, yeah, I can see that shining beauty streaming out of Priyanana right now on her screen. Yeah, it's working, definitely. It's happening, the revolution. Okay, we have just a couple minutes left, so maybe I'll use this opportunity as I don't see any other questions, or there's some appreciation from Rasananda Prabhu. Everyone's thanking you, they're happy to see you. Thank you for inspiration from Manjari Didi. I just joined a class yesterday with our beautiful Mahanchor Prabhu, and he was talking about his dream. He was talking about actually Kirtan of Mahaprabhu, and he was like, if I, just to be a part of it, just to be, close to that, just witness it for one moment, for 1 second, that Kirtan. And I don't think he said that this is his dream, but that's how it sounded like for me. Anyway, that's his, the prospect that makes his heart beat and helped him, to maintain his aspiration on this journey. So I'm curious if you have your dream, and if you could share it with us, how does it look? How does it feel? You know, the destination, the circumstance that you know, keep in your heart. Bhakti Lalita?
Yes. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, well, overconfident with myself, carrying myself for the long haul. Who knows what's next? But it's always my aspiration to keep our ideals front and center and the focus and not lose the plot. And just to stay in the good graces of our gurus. So I don't really like dream so much, like fantasies. I don't want to just live in some fantasy world, and I don't. And I'm not saying Makanchor does. That's a beautiful aspiration he has. But I guess I'm just kind of like focused on trying to at least live this life as best as I can and try to just keep day to day focus, keep an eye on what is really, you know, devotion to Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas. So, I think maybe when I was younger, it's a little more dreamy, but now like going on 3 decades of practicing and serving and living with the devotees and having 2 of those decades with Dev, I've kind of set the bar not so high for myself, just wanting to maintain like some self-preservation, and when I get some extra strength and courage, then jump a little bit more. And I guess I'm real pragmatic, just kind of do the best we can and not go out of the boundaries and parameters that were established by Gurudev. So, and I know that leads to the highest goal. So I aspire for that one day. We all aspire. We want to be in the service group of our Guru Varga. We want to be where our Gurudev and Guru Maharaj are serving Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. But, who knows how long that will take, when they decide to take us. It's up to them, really. But we know from our side, we have to stay focused and serious and give our hearts. So I guess I'm more concentrating on that. Concentrating on doing my part and praying for grace and mercy from above. Do you know what I mean?
Hare Krishna. Well, I can only, yeah, but I see that there's so much beauty, and that simplicity is so profound. Yeah, it's so easy to get carried away with some, I want that, I want everything to be, yeah, something. Yeah, escape from here and now and staying present and persistent, duty. Yeah, that attitude requires some adulthood, I guess.
Yeah, we can't imagine much sweetness is there in our home, the spiritual realm. Can't imagine. Gurudev says, run in that direction and don't look back.
Mm.
So, trying to do that. Sometimes I can't run. Sometimes I'm trudging, like a little battle, kind of walking, but moving as fast as I can from my side. We all have that experience. Sometimes we can move at a faster pace than other times. So we pace ourselves. We try to be for the long haul, not turn.
Unfortunately, sound gets interrupted. The connection is far from being perfect, but yeah, I hope we all got the gist of it. And thank you so much for your presence, for your association, for being a friend to every one of us. Yeah, I know so many people who, believes you are their best friend, and I've heard that this is a quality of true Vaishnava. So thank you so much once again for your time. And thank you for governing us, Narayani Didi. Thank you for translating Anuttama and Priyanana. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Rath Govinda Sundar Girit Hari Jiu, our Chiang Mai Gupta Govardhan deities ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Guruvar ki Jai.
Looking at all the devotees, all the assembled devotees, Ki Jai, sing your name. So glad to be together with you here on Zoom. And I'm ever at your service. Thank you,
Yes.
Bhanu and everybody.
Yes, and just a quick announcement. Bhakti Lalita has Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. Now she's broadcasting her morning programs every morning in an amazing, beautiful quality of sound and visuals. So please continue connecting to her, associating with her through all these channels. They are available. And her chanting.
Gupta Govardhan Instagram. I don't have my own Instagram, but we're using
YouTube, is it? And Spotify.
Yes. Yeah.
YouTube and Spotify, Bhakti Lalita Devi, and Facebook and Instagram, Gupta Govardhan. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, dandavats to all. Dandavats Bhakti Lalita.
I wish Bhakti Yoga Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Śrila Govinda ki jai, all the ki jai, Harina Kirtan ki jai, or Premanande.
Tribolo.